headlines this hour. President says that more than 600 significant positions in the Inter-Parliamentary Union. Minister of Foreign Affairs arrives in Turkey to participate in the 4th edition of the Antalya Diplomacy Forum.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to PSM News in English with me, Idham Naim. President Dr. Mohammad Moiz says that more than 600 projects are underway to boost educational infrastructure. Speaking during the 3rd episode of the Rayatuna Echo podcast, hosted by the President's Office, which was dedicated to the education sector, President Dr. Moiz pointed out that projects are currently underway to add to the 3,740 classrooms across the country. According to the President, 531 classrooms are already being added to various schools throughout the country, on top of 44 multipurpose halls and 19 science labs. He said that libraries are being developed in 10 islands, computer labs in another 6, in addition to 24 new staff rooms. He said the government is also engaged in efforts to address the shortage of schools in the capital Male region by developing new buildings and extensions to existing schools. According to the President, 8 new schools will be developed under the Indian government's line of credit facility worth $70 million. In addition, he revealed plans to expand the capacity of Tajuddin School, adding that the Arabia School project will be completed before the start of the 2027 academic year. 3 members of Maldivian Parliament have been elected to significant positions in the Inter-Parliamentary Union, IPU. They were elected to the post at the Inter-Parliamentary Union IPU Assembly held from 5 to 9th April in Tashkent, Uzbekistan.
According to the Parliament Secretariat, Anara Naeem, Member of Parliament for Hura constituency, was elected to the Bureau of Women Parliamentarians. Member of Parliament of Gaddu constituency, Muhammad Ali, was elected to the Working Group of Science and Technology, while Member of Parliament for Nilandu constituency, Fatimat Sauda, was elected to the Standing Committee on Peace and International Security. All 3 members were elected to represent the Asia-Pacific group, of which the Maldives is a part of. Maldivian parliamentarians have held various positions in the IPU even in the past. The 150th IPU Assembly was attended by 6 members of the Parliament from Maldives, including the Speaker of the Parliament, Abdul Rahim Abdullah. Other delegates included Minority Leader of the Parliament and Member of Parliament for Hitadu South constituency, Ibrahim Nazil, Member of Parliament for Central Mafannu, Asma Rashid, Member of Parliament for Mafannu South, Abdullah Rifau, and Member of Parliament for Henveru South, Hussein Imran Latif, along with Anara, Sauda and Muhammad Ali. The Inter-Parliamentary Union IPU is an organization founded in 1989 composed of national parliaments. The Maldives Parliament joined IPU in 2005.
Minister of Foreign Affairs Dr. Abdullah Khalil arrives in Antalya, Turkey, at the invitation of his Turkish counterpart, Hakan Fidan, to participate in the 4th edition of the Antalya Diplomacy Forum. The forum is scheduled to be held at the Nest Convention Center in Antalya, Turkey, from 11th to 13th April 2025, under the theme Reclaiming Diplomacy in a Fragmented World. At the forum, Minister Khalil will participate in a panel discussion titled Geostrategic Dynamics in the Asia-Pacific. In addition, the minister is scheduled to meet with his counterparts from friendly countries across the globe at the sidelines of the forum. Foreign Minister Dr. Khalil's participation at the Antalya Diplomacy Forum highlights the Maldives' steadfast commitment to addressing global and regional challenges through dialogue and cooperation. Maldives Inland Revenue Authority (MIRA) reports $291.2 million in revenue collection last month, which is 15.1% more than the same period last year.
According to the last month's revenue collection report, the actual total revenue collection is 26.1% more than forecast for March this year. Mira said the revenue increase compared to March 2024 was primarily due to the increment in collection of tax revenues, as the tax deadlines of February 2025 were extended to 3rd March as the initial deadline coincided with a public holiday. In addition to this, the receipt of lease period extension fee led to a favorable increment in revenue, as the fee is paid at the taxpayer's discretion and do not as per a specific schedule, Mira added. According to the report, GST was the biggest revenue generator with $123.2 million, which is 57.1% of total revenue collections. Tourism land rent was second with 11.4%, followed by green tax with 8%. Income tax collection in March stood at $12.1 million, $10.5 million in lease period extension fee, while Mira also collected $10.2 million in airport development fee. The report said USD revenue collection for last month was $174 million.
Swimming Association of the Maldives officially lays the foundation stone for the Maldives' first Olympic-size swimming pool. The foundation stone was laid by Minister of Sports, Fitness and Recreation, Abdullah Rafiu, President of the Swimming Association of the Maldives, Mohammad Abdul Sattar, philanthropist Hussein Champa Afif, who donated the international standard swimming pool, and Amnat Sajan, the first Maldivian swimmer to win a medal in an international competition. The Olympic-sized swimming pool is housed within the swimming complex currently under construction. The 4-story swimming complex will be equipped with state-of-the-art facilities. The complex will feature a 50-meter pool and a 25-meter pool, as well as training facilities and high jump area. The complex is expected to accommodate up to 1,500 spectators. The swimming pool project is being carried out by High Rising Construction Private Limited. The Swimming Association expects the work to be completed by November this year. The mesmerizing bioluminescent shores of Wadu Atoll, renowned for their ethereal blue glow, have served as the inspiration for the design of a new laptop by the international technology company Asus Tech Computer Inc. The captivating natural phenomenon where the beach appears to sparkle at night gained global attention through viral social media photographs, leading to an increase in tourism to the Atoll island.
The design of the laptop, officially named Wadu Island Maldives Luminous Blue by Asus, was unveiled at the Design You Can Feel exhibition held in Milan, Italy on 7th April. Asus has described the exterior of the laptop as reflecting the enchanting blue luminescence visible in the beach and waters surrounding Wadu. This unique laptop is part of a special edition of Asus ZenBook series, which focuses on incorporating natural landscapes into its designs. The Asus ZenBook Ceraluminum Signature Edition features not only the Maldivian vista, but also iconic natural scenes from Iceland, Turkey, and Jordan. This collection highlights the beauty of various global locations through the lens of technology. While Asus has presented these new laptops, the company has yet to announce a specific date when they will be available for purchase. Given its status as a special signature edition within the ZenBook line, each laptop will be sold as a package including an Asus pen, a mouse, and a leather sleeve. The selection of Wadu's bioluminescent beach underscores the global recognition of the Maldives' natural beauty, which is a primary draw for tourists. The inspiration derived from the Redan bioluminescence that intermittently appears on Maldivian beaches further showcases the unique ecological attractions of the island nation.
The national carrier Maldivian announces the launch of special direct flights between Welana International Airport in Male and Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. These special operations are scheduled for 3 days this month, 27th, 29th and 30th April. The flights will be serviced by Maldivian's fleet utilizing both narrow-body Airbus A320 and wide-body Airbus A330 aircraft.
According to the airline, the decision to operate these flights aims to facilitate smoother travel between the two nations. Malaysia currently hosts a substantial number of Maldivian residents, with the number of Maldivians traveling to the country for diverse purposes steadily increasing. Additionally, the airline noted that these flights would cater to the growing influx of Malaysian tourists visiting the Maldives. Statistics from the Ministry of Tourism and Environment indicate that over 19,000 Malaysian tourists visited the Maldives last year. Maldivian noted that this is not the first instance of special and seasonal flights connecting Maldives and Malaysia, highlighting an establishment demand for such services. The airline anticipates that these special operations will provide convenient travel options for those planning journeys to Malaysia. The announcement comes amid a period of expansion for the national carrier. Maldivian took delivery of a new wide-body aircraft on 6 January this year, enabling the airline to broaden its route network. Recent developments include the commencement of flights to 3 major cities in China, Chengdu, Beijing, and Shanghai, which have reportedly received positive feedback. Furthermore, Maldivian is preparing to launch flights to Thailand and Europe utilizing the capabilities of its wide-body aircraft. Tickets for the special flights to Kuala Lumpur are now available for purchase, according to Maldivian social media channels. Interested travelers can book their seats via the airline's official website or by contacting their 24-hour call center at 1671.
A UK economist says that uncertainty will stay in the global markets despite US President Donald Trump temporarily lowering the hefty duties less than a day after imposing them on dozens of countries.
White House economic advisor Kevin Hassett said that the Trump administration is weighing offers from more than a dozen countries on tariff deals and is close to reaching agreements with some of them.
We would far from say that uncertainty is over. We may have a brief pause for now with this 90-day pause on reciprocal tariffs, but it's still not clear what the end game is for Mr. Trump in terms of tariffs and how countries will negotiate. I think uncertainty is definitely here to stay, at least for the time being.
Trump kept the pressure on China, the world's second economy and second biggest provider of U.S. imports, with an increase of tariffs on Chinese imports to 125% from the 104 level that kicked in on April 9th.
The 125% additional tariff on China is huge, and there does get to a point where the US increasing the tariff on China doesn't have any impact because there must be a point where the tariff is so high that no trade takes place. It's not clear where that point may be, but we're certainly in a world where tariffs keep escalating between the US and China, and there doesn't seem to be an end point. So there could be consequences for Europe and the UK from that, in terms of China can no longer be competitive in sending its goods to the US, so it so-called dumps these goods elsewhere, causing disinflationary pressures in the Eurozone, in the UK, and other countries, which certainly would be a good thing in a high inflation environment.
China rejected what it called threats and blackmail from Washington.
Gold prices breached the crucial $3,200 per ounce level for the first time on Friday, fueled by a weaker dollar and an escalating trade war that sent investors rushing towards safe haven assets.
Spot gold XAU was up 0.6% at $3,192.79 an ounce as of 0555 GMT. Bullion scaled an all-time peak of $3,219.84 earlier this session and has gained around 5% this week. U.S. gold futures GCCV1 climbed nearly 2% to $3,237.50. The dollar DXY was down nearly 1% against its major peers, making greenback-priced bullion cheaper for overseas buyers. Major stock indexes also fell after U.S. President Donald Trump ratcheted up the tariffs on Chinese imports to 145%, but hit a 90-day pause on previously announced tariffs for dozens of countries. China has been matching Trump's tariff hike, sparking fears that Beijing could push duties on the U.S. beyond the current 84%. U.S. consumer prices fell unexpectedly in March, but inflation risks are titled to the upside, data showed. Traders now bet that the Fed will resume cutting rates in June and probably reduce by a full percentage point by the end of 2025.
Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney addresses supporters at a rally emphasizing his government's commitment to countering U.S. tariffs with retaliatory measures aimed at minimizing impact on Canada while inflicting quote, maximum pain in the U.S.
Carney assured the crowd that funds from these tariffs would be used to protect Canadian workers and businesses.
We are fighting unjustified U.S. tariffs, including those on steel and autos with counter tariffs of our own. And those are designed to cause maximum pain in the United States, but have only a minimal impact here in Canada. We are protecting our workers and businesses because we're using every dollar that we collect from those retaliatory tariffs, and we use it to protect our workers. But above all, what we are doing is we are building Canada strong.
Rally attendees expressed confidence in Carney's leadership, highlighting his focus on free trade and climate change initiatives.
Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez says that Spain favors a more balanced relationship between the European Union and China based on negotiations to resolve differences and cooperation in areas of common interest in Beijing after meeting with Chinese President Xi Jinping.
Sanchez's visit aims to forge closer economic and political ties with Beijing amid the global fallout of U.S. President Donald Trump's tariff policy, seeking to position Spain as an interlocutor between China and the Eastern European and attract Chinese investment. At the start of their meeting, Sanchez said that Spain saw China as a partner to the EU. Officially, the bloc described China as a partner for cooperation, an economic competitor, and a systematic rival in its 2019 strategy. After Vietnam, China was the last step of a 3-day visit in Asia for the Spanish Prime Minister. It was Sanchez's third visit to the country in as many years.
Australian sprinting prodigy Goat runs the 100 meters in a wind-assisted 9.99 seconds twice in Perth to underline his enormous potential.
The 17-year-old schoolboy who has earned comparisons to Jamaican great Usain Bolt clocked 9.99 3.5 meters per second in the heats of under-20 national championships at the WA Athletic Stadium and matched it exactly in the final 2.6 meters per second after an uneven start out of the blocks.
That's what I was hoping for. I didn't get the start I anticipated, but I just focused on what I needed to focus on, got through my drive pace and kept powering through, and then saw the clock, so can't be happier than that.
Gout was bidding to become the second Australian to break the 10-second barrier more than 20 years after Patrick Johnson ran 9.93 in Mito, Japan in 2003. While Gout's best legal time remains 10.17, Thursday's run improved on his wind-assisted 10.04 at the National School Championships last December.
Bahrain International Airport unveiled on a Thursday a stained glass art installation entitled Concordia, created by renowned British artist Sir Brian Clark.
The artwork, spanning over 34 meters in width and 17 meters in height, consists of 127 panels and was crafted over 2.5 years and installed in 296 hours, according to its senior project manager, Fatima Noor. Clark described Concordia as a kinetic work of art, emphasizing its dynamic interaction with light and its ability to cast vibrant pools of colors across the airport's interior.
It is called Concordia because it's been, I would go so far as to be, it's been almost lifelong ambition of mine to design a work of architectural substance that deals in its
The installation features a unique blend of Islamic and Western artistic elements, the British artist added, symbolizing a harmonious connection between different regions of the world.
The project took almost 2.5 years to produce the glass panels, and it took us 296 hours only to do the installation of 127 panels. The panels were produced in one of the only areas in Germany that they do the stained glass.
Clark, unable to attend the unveiling and speaking from London due to health reasons, expressed his lifelong ambition to create an architectural work of art that fosters unity and joy. He highlighted the importance of stained glass as a medium that transcends traditional static art forms. Clark's vision for Concordia was to provide an immersive experience for viewers, allowing them to engage with the artwork's intricate details and vibrant colors. Bahrain's Minister of Transportation and Telecommunications, Sheikh Abdullah bin Ahmad Al Khalifa, said that the installation aims to delight travelers at the Bahrain International Airport, serving as a striking visual element upon arrival or departure.
That concludes news for now. Thank you for watching PSM News. Have a good day.